You watch them in the field, two horses, heads bowed, gently nibbling at each other's withers. To some, it's a cleaning ritual, to others, a cute moment. But to the horse, it's a language, a heartbeat, a bond. Because for horses, grooming isn't just hygiene, it's intimacy, it's trust. In today's episode of Horse Sense, we dive into the soul of equine grooming. We'll explore the science, the stories, and the subtle signs that show how brushing isn't just cleaning, it's connection. Grooming, mutual grooming between horses, is a behavior rooted in survival, but it quickly evolved into something more. Horses groom areas they can't reach themselves, like the neck, withers, or back. In the wild, it cements social bonds. We'll explore how grooming forms herd hierarchies, diffuses tension, and nurtures lifelong friendships. It's not random. Where they groom, how they nibble when they pause, all of it means something. The pressure of the bite, the rhythm of the movement, it's as nuanced as spoken language. We'll decode this behavior and reveal what each gesture means, so next time you see it, you're not just watching, you're understanding. Ever seen two horses argue, then minutes later start grooming? That's reconciliation. Horses use grooming as a peace offering, a tactile apology. We'll share case studies and footage analysis that prove how horses mend emotional rifts not with words, but with care. Grooming releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It calms the nervous system, slows the heart rate, and builds attachment. In both horses and in humans, we'll talk about the neurochemical magic that happens when your horse grooms another or when you groom them. Yes, horses groom, they're dying, they're ill, they're old. We'll share deeply moving accounts of horses standing vigil, gently licking wounds, or nudging a fallen friend in quiet farewell. Love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a single stroke of the muzzle. The first grooming a foal receives from its mother, it's how she anchors attachment. But it's also how she teaches emotional resilience. The way she cleans, touches, comforts, that's the blueprint for every future connection. We'll trace the emotional lineage of grooming from birth to herd. Not every horse grooms others, and it's not always about dominance. Sometimes it's trauma or isolation, or simply a lack of learning. We'll unpack the emotional and environmental reasons some horses don't initiate touch and what it means for their inner world. That gentle nibble on your jacket, that curious mouth near your shoulder, they're not being pushy. We'll explain how to safely respond to mutual grooming gestures and how to deepen trust without crossing lines. Horses are herd animals, but their relationships are often one-to-one. When a third horse tries to interrupt a grooming session between two bonded individuals, things can get tense. We'll explore the science of jealousy, exclusivity, and the emotional geometry of equine relationships. Long after separation, some horses remember. They'll stand at the same fence line, call, wait, because grooming imprints more than just scent, it imprints the heart. Some horses flinch when touched not because they're unfriendly, but because somewhere in their past, touch meant harm. We'll talk about how to rebuild the bridge between hand and heart through patience, choice, and gentle grooming rituals that rewire fear into trust. It's not just horses. There are stories verified, moving, of horses grooming goats, donkeys, even cats. What does it say about a horse's emotional depth that they reach out, even across species? We'll explore interspecies bonding and what it reveals about the soul of a horse. You think you're the one doing the grooming, but notice your heart rate after. Feel your breath slow, your mind is quiet. Grooming is meditation. A ritual of presence, a silent conversation. We'll dive into the human side of the bond and how horses heal us just by letting us brush them. Many riders skip grooming on busy days. Skipping it means skipping a check-in. We'll talk about why even 5 minutes of connection can change the whole ride and your relationship. Some owners speak of the last brush, the grooming before euthanasia. The final touch, the last ritual. Will honor these stories and explore how the act of grooming becomes a sacred goodbye. In some barns, horses groom each other in long chains, one behind the next. It's not chaos, it's choreography. We'll talk about these moments of mass peace and how they reflect the health of the herd. Some people confuse grooming for control, but it's not about dominance. The lead horse often initiates grooming not to command, but to calm. We'll explore the difference between leadership and control in horse relationships, and what grooming teaches us about the kind of leader your horse wants. Not all grooming is soft. Sometimes it escalates into biting, pinning ears, or swishing tails. We'll help you recognize when affection turns aggressive and how to redirect behavior before someone gets hurt. Foals don't groom immediately, they learn by watching. Repeating will show how early grooming teaches boundaries, connection, and comfort, and how you can support a healthy start. When you pick up the brush, it's not a chore, it's a gesture. It says, "I see you, I feel you." And when your horse leans into that stroke, they're replying. Let's never forget, grooming isn't just care, it's love made visible. The next time you reach for your grooming tools, pause, look, listen. You're not just brushing out dust or detangling a tail, you're speaking in touch, you're earning trust. And with every stroke, every sigh, every shared stillness, the answer becomes yes. Welcome to the quiet language of love. The kind spoken only by hands, hearts, and horses. This is horse sense.